welcome back to my channel everybody. So today I am going to be doing a updated brow tutorial. I have done one of these videos before and funny enough I'm actually going to put it at the end of this video because it was the very first video where I done a talk through. I was only a little baby and I was shitting my pants. Since that video I have been doing the same routine, I've been doing the same techniques, but I have changed my eyebrows slightly. They're definitely not as big as they were, that's for sure. My eyebrows look like the McDonald's arches sometimes. They were hideous. Before we jump into the next clip, before I scare the absolute bejesus out of anybody, I have no eyebrow hair. I have eyebrow hair until here and then I shave the rest off. I know I might get some comments, but so I'm just going to put a wee bit of a disclaimer. I know my eyebrows aren't necessarily everybody's cup of tea. The reason I shave off this part of my eyebrow is because my eyebrows grow down. Here is where I get all my eyebrow hair. I get no hair whatsoever up here. My eyebrows grow down the way. I have tried numerous times growing them out. It just doesn't seem to work. I have considered getting a microblading, tattooing, all that type of stuff. So I just thought I would just take things into my own hands. Before we jump right into the video, this is just my everyday brow routine. So this is how my eyebrows will look on a daily basis every single day. Keep it in mind because I obviously have no eyebrow hair. My eyebrows vary from day to day. They would look bigger some days, they will look smaller some days, they would look a wee bit wonky, a wee bit uneven. Before this video goes any further, I do apologise for the difference in my body colour to my face. Apologies, I am aware, thank you. Usually to start off my brows I always would take a eyebrow mascara. So I just thought I would zoom these in so you can see a wee bit better. The hair that I do have, what I do is I just brush them up. So as you can see the difference, I can now see the guide that I'm wanting to follow, whereas with these ones are just lying down, I can't really see the guide. So next I like to take a pomade for my eyebrows because I have no eyebrow hair on the tail of my brow or an arch. I always like to use a pomade because I find that it just fills in my eyebrow better. The brow pomade I'm using at the minute is the e.l.f. Lock On Liner Brow Cream. This is in the shade medium brown, although it does look like a darker brown, but because my natural eyebrow hair is quite dark naturally, it doesn't really matter. The brush that I will be using today is the Spectrum A14 brush. It's got quite a nice fine nib on it. To pick a eyebrow brush you kind of want one that is quite fine so you just get that crisp sharp line. But then to start lining my eyebrows I'm going to start from roughly about here. Because I have the front of my eyebrow shaved off as well, I like to go in and feather this bit because I like the front of my eyebrows to be more faded and then gradually get darker and more bolder. So I will start my line roughly about here. So then I'm just going to draw a line straight up to where I'm ideally wanting my arch to be. I'm not going to go into any more product. I'm just going to flick my eyebrow out, and because I've no foundation or anything, it doesn't matter how far you go out because I'm just going to clean that up after anyway. So then what I've done on the bottom of my eyebrow, I like to just go on and do exactly the same just on the top. I just kind of like to mark out where the start of my eyebrow hair is, and then I will just follow my line so it connects to the tail. I'm going to draw a straight line, but once I get to my arch I'm going to change the direction of my brush and connect it to the tail of my eyebrow. So now that I have that more or less mapped out, I can now go in and define that a wee bit more. I can make it bigger if I wish, although I wouldn't want to go any bigger than this personally. But other than that, what I like to do now is I like to start just at the tail of my eyebrow and I just like to fill that in. Because at the end of my eyebrow I don't have any hair there at all, I will just fill that in quite bold, but once I get to the front of my brow I obviously have hair there, so this is whenever I will brush the product up along with my brow hair. So now that there's not much product left on my brush, I'm going to just go in and do the front of my brow. So as I said, I like it quite faded, so I just like to gradually do the tiniest wee line ever. So I was just doing that on the flat side of the brush. I then like to go and flip my brush over to this way, so I'm going like this. So what I'm going to do is, because I have no hair there on my front of my eyebrow, what I like to do is I like to go on and draw eyebrow hair on. I'm still not picking up any more product, so I will just gently draw just wee tiny like hair-like strokes. And then because you can still see that obvious line there, I will then go in and flip my brush to the angle that it was in before, and I will push the product up into my eyebrow as well. And again, with still no product on my brush, because this is where I started my upper arch, I'm now going to feather that into the front of my brow. So then as soon as I get to like the start of my eyebrows, whenever I'm cleaning it up a wee bit, I'm just going to use less pressure on my brush, because that is what is going to give the feathered soft effect. Usually what I do next to get that really sharp crisp line is I go in and I carve my eyebrows out with concealer. I would always use a pot of concealer. The one I'm using at the minute is the Freedom concealer. I always go in with like a flat top synthetic brush, and I will go in and I will clean up my eyebrows, and I always find that that is how you get that crisp, sharp, beautiful line. So the reason I like to do this as well is because, as you can see here and like here, I have made some mistakes where I've gone a wee bit wonky, I've gone out of line, I've made my eyebrow a wee bit thicker in some areas, I've went a wee bit too far with my line. So the concealer kind of acts as an eraser for this, so that's also why I like to carve out my eyebrows. So I usually just like to start at the front and then I will gradually work my way to the tail. Now whatever is left on my brush, I just like to drag it down, and that's just going to act as a primer or a base for the eyeshadow or the makeup that I'm going to then apply. So I'm then just going to take a buffing brush and I'm just going to buff out that concealer. For this next step, this is just all about personal preference. Some people will then go and use their concealer to carve out the top part of their eyebrow. What I would do is I would go in with the foundation that I'm going to be wearing that day. I will carve out the tops of my eyebrows with that. So the foundation that I'm going to be wearing today is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation, and this is in the shade Crème Brulée. I like to do is I like to take the tiniest wee pump and I just like to put it just on my brush. So then I like to finally go in and drag the foundation down to the eyebrow, and I just like to start carving it out. And as I said earlier, like, this is the part that is absolutely perfect. If you have made a mistake, or if you have made your eyebrow too thick, your arch too high, or you have made any mistake at all, this is going to act as an eraser for any mistakes that you have done, and this is just going to perfect your eyebrow. So this part here is where I have made a mistake, so I'm wanting to completely erase that. So I'm going to not move my brush at all from the position that I place it down, so I'm just going to go straight down, and that is going to completely get rid of that mistake that I just done. So then I'll just clean off that concealer brush and I will gently just carve out the front bit. So I've now finished both of my eyebrows. I'm now just going to finish off my face. If I had have known that there was such a contrast between my neck and my face, like my neck and my face are two different nationalities right now, I would have wore a turtleneck. I think I'm going to do some cream contouring today to darken up my face. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. I am obsessed with this foundation. I got it not that long ago from Selfridges, and as I say, I am in the shade Creme Brulee. This is stunning, this foundation. If you are full coverage, if you love full coverage and you want full coverage, you got it with this foundation. It is amazing, although I really think I need to invest in a darker colour. We all take a minute for how silly I look right now. Like, my hand is a completely different colour from my body. My body is a different colour from my face. So I just went off camera and finished my makeup because I could not look at my face any longer. I'm actually going to zoom these in so you can see the foundation up close. As you can see, it is starting to crease a wee bit, but like I did put quite a lot on, so I would say that's maybe why. But other than that, it seems to be looking okay. Like, it's not clumping up or anything. It does look quite nice. It's not going like funny around my nose area or anything. I hope you guys all enjoyed my eyebrow routine. Thank you so much for watching. So all the products that I use will be listed down below. Also listed down below will be my Snapchat and my Instagram. Do not forget to follow me on both of those, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Hey everybody! And I will cover I don't even know. And all the products that I listed. Let's do this again. I would love to know what that looks like in slow motion. What was that?